Welcome to Raider Talks. I'm your host, Art Navarrete, here alongside Nick Ibarra. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button down below for Raider content all season long. Nick, a lot of big things happening for the Raiders. Hiring a GM in Tom Telesco, hiring head coach in Antonio Pierce. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of movement in the Raider organization with the press conferences that happened on Tuesday afternoon. How'd you feel the press conference went with Tom Telesco and Antonio Pierce?
First Tom Telesco, he said all the right things, and he didn't come in and promise anything. He didn't come in and say, hey, I'm gonna do this, do that. He came in and said all the right things. Hey, I need to get to know this roster. I need to know our situation here. I need to evaluate quarterback position. I need to evaluate everything for me to really know what's going on here. But loved what he said, and like I said before in the other video, just what he brings. He drafted well. He knows how to pick good free agents. He knows how to bring in talent, and I think that's the best thing. As for our boy AP, man, I wanted to run through a brick wall for him right there when I saw it. Just the burst of energy. First he goes on the mic and just says Raiders, and then after that, just said all the right things. What I took away from it, a couple things was he acknowledged the fans. He knows that win or loss, what they do on game days affects people. Affects us, affects the front office, affects the whole organization, affects the players and coaches. And I just love that. I loved what he said. I loved what he's going to bring to the table. And I'm pumped up and I'm excited.
Yeah, I was really pumped up watching the presser for both guys for both different reasons. Antonio Pierce just has that trait about him. He just fires you up. He's a leader. He's done that his whole career as a player, and he's done it as a coach. And it was just great hearing him talk and seeing what he had to say. And he's a Raider fan himself. In a coaching position. So it's awesome to see Antonio Pierce, the head coach, and after hearing what he had to say, you just know it's the right hire for the Raiders. Tom Telesco fired me up for other reasons. Looked a little bit nervous, a little bit maybe on edge because he's a former Charger. A little bit, but Tom Telesco is a little nervous because he knows this job is important. He knows that when he walked in the building, it's more than a job. It's Raiders, it's family, and he knows he has to fill some big shoes, and I like that. I like that nervousness he had to him, unlike Dave Ziegler, who came in overconfident, maybe a little cocky. He didn't do that. Telesco didn't do that. He just came in, said, I need to work, I need to get to work, I need to get to know people, and we'll see what happens. And I also liked that they were joking around about the Charger game a little bit, and he seemed like uneasy about it. Like he seemed kind of pissed off about it still. And I like that Tom Telesco was pissed off about that loss because that's an organization that he was at. That's an organization he built and team put together, and to get his butt kicked like that and to get fired for that reason, Tom Telesco is still not happy about it.
No, exactly.
And that just shows me his competitive nature. And you're bringing in a guy who's competitive into the Raider organization with another guy who's competitive, Antonio Pierce. Antonio Pierce has competitive players like Max Crosby, Jack Jones, and all these guys. It's exciting what's happening in this building, and I'm just pumped up about it.
You're right. It's exciting what's happening in this building, and I hope that we get it right this one. For the past 20-something years, we haven't got it right. Only a couple playoff appearances, a season here, a season there, and that's it. Hopefully we build on this, and we're built for these next 10, 15 years. It would be great. I want this head coach for a long time. I want this GM for a long time. They go bring in talent. They go draft talent, and we make a run at this thing. I'm excited.
Yeah, hearing all the reports, it seems like Tom Telesco and Antonio Pierce hit it off right in the interview room, and it sounds like Telesco has a real plan at the QB position compared to the other guys that were going up for the job, and Champ Kelly and Dodds. What do you think the plan is at quarterback?
I don't know. Looking at what he's done, I looked at some of his stuff. He helped bring in Peyton Manning. He helped get rid of Peyton Manning. He helped, get rid of Phillip Rivers, and then he drafted Herbert. I don't know. This team needs a quarterback. And, Jaden Daniels is out there. I'm not saying, hey, let's go trade everything and go number one for Caleb Williams. Jaden Daniels is out there. He's an AP guy. That might be a perfect fit. I personally think going into the top 3, maybe top 5 in the draft is his plan for us to get our franchise QB.
Yeah, what was it about what he said? What's his plan? There's a lot of things we can do. We can go get Justin Fields. We can, trade up to a top 3 pick and get Drake May, Caleb Williams, or Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels, AP's boy. But what are we gonna do? What's his plan? That's a lot of things that are just interesting to me, and the hiring process of Mark Davis and all these guys looking and being like, we really love this guy and Tom Telesco. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun.
There has to be a plan, and whether everything comes out in a month from now and they make a big move, or it happens on draft night, I think they got a plan. I think his plan wowed Mark Davis and AP the second interview, so I think there's a plan brewing, and I hope it's a good one.
I think Tom Telesco must have came in and just showed that he has balls. Like, you know what? I don't care. We're going to get Jane Daniels. AP was like, are you going to get my guy? And maybe he just said, yeah, we are going to get Jane Daniels by any means. Any means necessary.
Yeah.
He might just be like, we're going to do this, and that. Even if we have to trade a bunch of first rounders, even if we have to trade second rounders to get this type of QB, we're going to do it. And it might just be the balls he showed that pumped up Mark Davis and Antonio Pierce. Obviously, you don't want to put our franchise in a situation where, our future is gone because we, lost first and second rounders. But we're in a position right now as a team where you can do that. We have lots of talent.
Yeah.
We have lots of guys on this team that are young, that have contracts for a long time. So, if it's the year to go all out and balls to the wall and trade your first rounders and second rounders for the next couple years, it might be the year.
Yeah, I mean, main players are locked up, and I think we'd have a whole different conversation right now if defense didn't really step up. And after AP be the number 1 defense in the league, if defense plays like that and can be reliable and get off the field like they've been doing the past 9 or 10 weeks of last season, and you just put a quarterback in the offensive room, we're a threat and we're ready to go. I firmly believe we're a quarterback away, maybe a piece or 2 here and there, but we are a good quarterback away from doing damage. I mean, we went 8-9 with really no quarterback, with 3 different quarterbacks this season. So just imagine one really good one. We're in for a ride.
Yeah, and the hiring of offensive coordinator is going to be important. And you heard it in the presser that they're looking for a guy, an offensive coordinator that's going to be a Raider. You can't just fit anyone into this building and they're going to be fine and be, just a regular football coach. You got to be a Raider if you walk in this building. You got to show that mentality, show that Raider way. So it's going to be interesting to see who gets that offensive coordinator job. And with these 2 guys at the helm, and Antonio Pierce and Tom Telesco, I trust who they bring in.
Yeah, I mean, who's going to come in and want to be a Raider and willing to be a Raider? And I love that out of AP when he says, not being a Raider is not for anybody. You can't come play for us. You can't come coach us. It's not for anybody. It's going to be interesting to see who's got that. I know Kingsbury might interview with us in these next couple days. It's going to be good to see. Like we said, with our half is already done GM and coach. We need an OC. We need a QB. And I think we'll find that out soon.
Yeah, offensive coordinator and quarterback going to be super important to this Raiders season. Another thing that was pretty cool was in the beginning, Antonio Pierce shouting out that Patrick Graham is in the building.
Yes.
Just kind of acknowledging him like, hey, we need you back. We want you back. The fans want you back. Everyone wants you back. Come on. Bring it on.
Yeah, and out of just that, hey, and he did it like this. Hey, Patrick Graham in the building, hey. And out of that, you just thought, oh, he's coming back. And, I mean, that's what we need. I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Another good thing is people talking bad about this Tom Telesco hire and mad that we're not going to have Champ Kelly. Well, he was in the building as well. So Champ Kelly under contract,
as of right now, he's
Graham under contract. Both those guys look like they're going to be back. It's heading in the right direction.
Yeah, as of right now, they're both Raiders unless they go get a job somewhere else. I think Patrick Graham's up for Seattle, right? And that's about it. That should be wrapping up here in a couple days. Champ Kelly only interviewed with the Panthers, and that was it. I fully expect them to be back, and especially with Graham. We need Graham for this defense to get rolling.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Stay rolling.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be fun to see what we end up doing. I want to throw something out there to you. Well, we talked about it earlier. Like, what if, Tom Telesco, this is going to make Charger fans mad, but what if Tom Telesco just has a crazy plan? He just This is just very very hypothetical. If it happens, then I would be shocked. It would be a shocker. It would be almost nearly impossible as this happens. But what if Tom Telesco came with a plan like, let's go balls to the wall. Let's trade our 3 first rounders, couple second rounders or whatever, I don't know, for the next 3 years or 2 years, and let's go get Herbert. What if what if he's thinking like that's his guy? What if he's thinking like Harbaugh loves JJ so much, he's gonna want JJ, and the Chargers are in rebuild mode in Harbaugh's eyes and in the Chargers owner's eyes, because Tom Telesco knows these things, that he's like, let's go balls to the wall and get a guy like Herbert.
I don't see it happening, but
fun to think about.
It's fun to think about, and if you're a Telesco guy, just like the old regime, the Patriot guy, the Patriot way, this and that. If you're a Telesco guy and he got you and scouted you and brought you in, I mean, why not? You know what I mean? And you said that about Herbert. I said that about Khalil. Hey, is this a chance for Khalil to come back home? Maybe, and some other guys too out there. It's just gonna be interesting who he gets out there. But that one's a fun what if.
Crazy theory. Crazy what if.
Yes.
But the more doable, obviously, is trading up in the draft and getting one of those top 3 picks.
Exactly.
Caleb Williams, Jane Daniels, Drake May. Those 3 guys are really good quarterbacks that are better than all our quarterbacks we had last season. So you get one of those guys in, including a Justin Fields type. So you got 4 options there. From what we know, you got. From what we're thinking, we got 4 options to pick from. I don't know if Telesco's looking in a different direction, trying to make something big, a splash happen. But those 4 guys have to be on Telesco's mind for Mark Davis and Antonio Pierce to say, yes, you got the job.
Yeah, exactly. You needed probably to come in with the plan. Hey, what are we doing at QB? Boom, this is what we're doing. Or hey, I'll do this. And it's interesting to see what's going to happen. Are they going to make an early trade to get in the top 3, top 5? Or are they going to wait till draft day? If it does happen, what are they doing? I know he just didn't go in and say, hey, we're sticking with Aiden and this is it. No, they're going to evaluate that talent and see what happens. But I'm pumped up. I'm excited.
More big news. Another big name coach that Antonio Pierce will beat 2 times a year got hired. Jim Harbaugh got hired to the Chargers. Antonio Pierce just loves beating those big name guys. So I bet you Antonio Pierce saw that and has probably just got even more fired up.
Yeah, I mean, on Twitter right now, he's the 4th coach in the AFC West. He's this, he's that. None of that scares me, But before all this, we were talking about Harbaugh. It would be a good addition. Hearing the way AP spoke and just everyone speaks about him, AP is the right choice. And I don't think he's scared. I'm not scared. There's been a whole bunch of additions to the AFC West to try to go beat Mahomes and the Chiefs, and none of it's worked. So I'm not scared and all that, from the Russell Wilson, Sean Payton, what the Chargers did, now with Harbaugh. None of that's worked. And I'm ready to go dethrone him. I think this is the start to it, of hiring AP and Telesco. The talent that they're going to bring in, this might be our year.
Not trying to be cocky or anything, but Harbaugh to the Chargers, I mean, Chargers are a franchise that it's tough to, get out of that hole. I know the Raiders, have been, tough for the last couple, like 20 years or something, Raiders, but the Raiders have history. The Raiders have things, they have championships.
Yeah.
They have this history with great players and a family and a great fan base. Chargers don't have any of that. So, they could have brought anybody in, and I probably wouldn't have been too worried.
No, exactly. And their situation, the cap hits, and their cap situation, and what their roster is going to look like. It can be a major overhaul. With the new coach coming in or whatever, I'm not worried.
Man, I just can't wait for us to hire offensive coordinator, and then after that, let's see who we get at quarterback. And man, I just want to see AP on the field in Allegiant Stadium again, man.
I know, 9 months. I hope it goes by this. If it goes,
it will. It'll go by like this. Last year it did. Last season it did.
No, out of all this, it's a great day to be a Raider. I'm pumped up. I'm excited. And like I said, the one thing that I took away from the whole day was AP twice in his press conference, and then with a little interview with Eric Allen and Amber Theo Harris, he mentioned the fans. We want the fans in Allegiant. We need it to be black and silver. We need it to be like the last game. Raiders Broncos, majority Raider fans, and we need it to be like that for 8-9 games a year. and just the things that he was saying, and it was just about the fans, about the culture, about what this team's gonna be. Instead of promising, hey, we're gonna get this guy, we're gonna run this, they probably don't even know that, but they do know that we're gonna do this the Raider way, and we're gonna bring in a burst of energy.
Yep, Raiders going in all in. The Raider organization is going all in. Raider fans should be all in next season. And blackout Allegiant Stadium. I'm tired of seeing other fans' colors in there. We'll see you guys next time. Probably when the Raiders hire an offensive coordinator, we'll be up here talking about that guy's resume. Obviously, it don't matter. There's like 5 guys up for consideration. It don't matter which one of the 5 we get. I think we're going to be positive on here because we're a channel that likes to be positive, likes to look at the positive things, just how we did with Tom Telesco. People were really quick to judge him, but you really look at his resume. He's a good general manager, and you see what he said in the press conference, and him and Antonio Pierce have a relationship, hitting off just like that in the interview room. So we'll see you guys next time, and go Raiders.
Go Raiders.